Good afternoon, I'm Rob Boskamp, and you're listening to South Texas Midday. It's Monday, October 6th. McAllen District 4 City Commissioner Rudy Castillo has allegedly bribed Mexican law enforcement officials in order to move merchandise into the country. Federal criminal complaints were filed last week after special agents with U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement conducted a search of Castillo's home in McAllen. Homeland Security Investigation special agents also raided a thrift store owned by Castillo that same day. He was first elected to the McAllen City Commission after a 2022 special election. He was then reelected in 2023. Both Castillo and his wife, Bertha Castillo, are facing federal charges that include smuggling goods from the U.S., as well as laundering of monetary instruments. According to the complaints, Castillo and his wife worked together to ship the merchandise to Mexico. Last Friday, Corpus Christi city officials held a water workshop to discuss alternate delivery options for the Inner Harbor Desalination Project. Corpus Christi Water Interim COO Nick Winkleman detailed ongoing projects including the Oasis groundwater wells, Evangeline groundwater project, and Harbor Island desalination. The city aims to avoid a level 1 water emergency by securing 60 million gallons daily. Options include transitioning to Acciona, a joint venture with Mastech, or working with Gulf Coast Authority. The project is fully permitted with $525 million available for future borrowing. The Texas Water Development Board loans total $366 million. As council debated the feasibility of defeasance, impact on bond ratings, and potential for public utility authorities to take over the project. The council emphasized the need for a long-term water supply solution as discussions focused on cost and implications of various water supply projects. City officials highlighted uncertainty of some plans' costs, which would not impact industry rates. Other council members emphasize the need for clear cost estimates and the potential for curtailment. San Patricio County has unveiled a new industrial development master plan for the city of Portland. With billions in industrial investments in the county, city officials are looking at how to balance the fast growth while finding ways to expand Portland.
There's very few places in the United States where you have as much industrial development as we have had here in a short period of time. $50+ billion of industrial investment in the last 10 years. That's unprecedented.
That's City Manager Randy White speaking with KIII News. The San Patricio County Industrial Plan is expected to help keep up with the city's fast-paced industrial growth. City officials have called the plan a blueprint for other counties across the state looking to create their own plan. Sergio J. Sanchez, a McAllen attorney and owner of the Sanchez law firm, has announced his bid for Texas House District 41. The Edinburgh native and Republican has operated the Sanchez law firm in McAllen since 2007. Sanchez is also a former prosecutor with the County District Attorney's Office, served as past president of the McAllen Boys and Girls Club and of the National Prosecutors Association Southwest Region. He's also a board member for the court-appointed Special Advocates of Hidalgo County. And Hidalgo County Precinct 4 Commissioner Ellie Torres announced last week she will run for a third term. Commissioner Torres has focused on improving infrastructure, public health, and quality of life for precinct residents. Her efforts have included securing over $39 million in funding for flood control and launching 44 drainage projects. Under her leadership, 11 of those drainage projects have been funded by the American Rescue Plan Act, and over 8 in-house engineering projects have been launched in partnership with Hidalgo County's Drainage District Number 1. Today is the last day to register to vote for the November election. As the Texas Newsroom's Lucio Vasquez reports, more than a dozen state constitutional amendments are on the ballot this year.
You can register online, in person at your county's voter registrar office, or by mail. You'll just need to mail that application by October 6th. Alicia Pierce is a spokesperson with the Texas Secretary of State.
Texans will have the opportunity to weigh in on 17 amendments to the state constitution. And then depending on where they live, they will have the opportunity to vote on different local or special elections. So there's a wide slate of things for them to vote on this fall.
Early voting begins October 20th and runs through October 31st. Election Day is November 4th. I'm Lucio Vasquez in Houston.
President Trump could send 400 members of the Texas National Guard to other states to ensure safety for federal officials, Governor Abbott said yesterday on social media. On Sunday evening, Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker posted on X saying that the president is ordering the deployment of Texas National Guard members to locations like Illinois and Oregon. The announcement followed protests at ICE facilities in these states that have led to arrests. Pritzker called on Abbott to refuse to assist. The Texas governor responded that he, quote, fully authorizes, end quote, such a move by the president. The legal fight over newly drawn congressional districts in Texas continues today at the federal courthouse in El Paso. A 3-judge panel will decide whether or not the new voting map takes effect before candidates have to register to run in the 2026 midterms. As KTEP's Aaron Montes reports, over the weekend, the hearing focused on expert testimony.
University of California political science professor Matt Barreto on Saturday testified the state's new map was an example of racial gerrymandering. He said Texas lawmakers created 5 new seats that favor Republicans by carving up Hispanic and Black congressional districts. Civil rights organizations seeking an injunction say that's illegal gerrymandering. The state of Texas argues the maps were drawn based on political party affiliation, which the Supreme Court has allowed. Attorneys for the state of Texas questioned Barreto about his team's methodology for analyzing Texas voter data and determining how the new congressional districts were illegally drawn. I'm Aaron Montes in El Paso.
This past Friday, the Texas A&M University System Board of Regents appointed former Republican state legislator Tommy Williams to lead Texas A&M University while they find a replacement for former President Mark Welsh III, who resigned last month. Williams, a 1978 Texas A&M alumnus, spent more than a decade in Texas legislature, worked as the system's top government relations official, and advised Governor Abbott on fiscal matters before retiring in 2019. Dozens of people held a candlelight vigil outside Dallas City Hall last Friday to mourn the loss of 2 migrants killed in last month's shooting outside the Dallas ICE field office. KERA's Priscilla Rice reports the message was to remember the victims.
Norlan Guzman Fuentes from El Salvador died in the attack, and Miguel Ángel García Hernández from Mexico died almost a week later from his injuries. Immigration attorney Eric Cedillo represents Garcia's wife. He told the audience much of the focus following the shooting has been on law enforcement.
But the reality of this shooting was that the victims are the names right over there and the families that they've left behind.
A third man, Jose Andres Bordones Molina of Venezuela, was injured in the shooting and moved to a detention center after his release from the hospital. I'm Priscilla Rice in Dallas.
Port Lavaca residents are advised to limit water usage tomorrow due to water plant maintenance. According to a social media post, the city issued a notice restricting non-essential water use by residents. The Undine water treatment will be closed from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. tomorrow for maintenance. Emergency water shortage conditions will be in effect during that time. Storage tanks will be full before the plant is shut down, but residents are still being asked to limit water use. Residents are restricted from irrigation, washing vehicles, and driveways. Restaurants are barred from serving water without explicit request from customers. The Brownsville Animal Regulation and Care Center has updated its fees, including adding an owner surrender fee. Effective immediately, Bar CC will be issuing an update on its fees. They are now implementing a $25 owner surrender fee, which helps cover the cost of intake, housing, and care of any surrendered pets. The dangerous dog fee, previously $50, is now $100. City license tags by the roll fee, previously $300, will now be $400. Adoption fees have been lowered from $49 to $25. The Corpus Christi Police Department invites residents to the 42nd Annual National Night Out tomorrow. The drug and crime prevention event strengthens police community partnerships and promotes awareness, safety, and unity in neighborhoods across the city. National Night Out's kickoff celebration begins at 4 p.m. at the 7-Eleven Stripe store parking lot at 4130 South Alameda Street. A ceremonial lighting of the porch light will take place shortly after 4 p.m., led by Chief Markle and command staff to symbolize the city's commitment to safety. In sports, the Corpus Christi Ice Rays fell to the Odessa Jackalopes 5-2 this past Saturday at the Hilliard Center. Billy Biederman scored the Ice Rays' first goal of the night in the first period. Islam Jabarkanov scored the other goal in the third period. In college football, Eddie Lee Marburger had a role in 3 touchdowns as the UT RGV Vaqueros football team held Houston Christian to 144 yards in a 27-7 win on Saturday night. Marburger threw for 131 yards and a touchdown and rushed for 89 yards and 2 scores to lead the Vaqueros to their first Southland Conference win. The Vaqueros limited the Huskies to 49 rushing yards on 34 carries. And Texas A&M Kingsville cannot hold on to a late lead in Wichita Falls as it fell 31-24 to the Midwestern State Mustangs on Saturday. The loss dropped the Javelinas to 1-2 in Lone Star Conference play. In college volleyball, in front of a record-breaking 1,300-plus fans, the Texas A&M Corpus Christi volleyball team swept Northwestern State at the Dugan Wellness Center. The Islanders, now 2-2 in Southland Conference play, edged out a tight first set for the early lead and settled in with their home court advantage to take the other two sets. 3 Islanders came away with double-figure kills, with junior Kenna Buchanan and freshman Tatum Mason matching each other with 12 kills each. In college soccer, the Texas A&M University Victoria men's soccer team suffered a road loss on Saturday. The Jaguars fell 3-1 to Texas A&M Texarkana at Judy Kelly Morgan Soccer Field. A&M Victoria falls to 1-2-1 in Red River Athletic Conference play. Meanwhile, the women's team tied with A&M Texarkana 1-1 on Saturday to update their record to 2-1-1 in conference play. And Texas A&M Corpus Christi soccer team earned points for the second consecutive conference match on Sunday afternoon, playing a closely contested contest with East Texas A&M and taking home a 1-1 draw as a result. And that is the latest news and information on South Texas Midday. I'm Rob Boskamp, your community arts calendar, and more is on the way.